Afternoon all. Just wanted to do a quick video. I've been meaning to do it all week. Just a quick catch up with you all, just to say really thanks for the response and support so far this week. For those of you that have been keeping tabs on what I've been doing, I've been doing a few pilot streams over the last probably about a month or two while I've been getting my rig sorted out, getting all my equipment and hardware, making sure things are working, getting all that together, getting a bit of practicing, doing a few pilot videos and all that kind of stuff. And then last Sunday, I decided to give it a spin and go public with the channel. So I'm now streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook as my three primary apps for streaming. It was a big decision to do that, to make that jump and that transition to sharing this kind of thing with everybody else. I'll go into that in a little bit, but I just wanted to say absolutely huge thanks to everyone that's supported me with this so far. Overall, before I went officially public last Sunday about the stream, I'd had 33 subscriptions across, or followers rather, across all of the social media outlets that I'm using. So as I say, Facebook's, YouTube's, Twitch, not including Twitter. I've not bothered with that, but essentially, well, we're on Twitter. It's not one of my active streaming platforms, but combining Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch interactions, I had 33 subscriptions in all, and the response I got when I mentioned this channel and started to promote it via Facebook has been phenomenal, really. I'm now up to 196 followers across all platforms. And that's just in under a week. Literally, in less than a week, in 6 days, I've gone from 33 followers across all platforms to 196 in under a week. That's absolutely staggering, to be honest. That's an increase of 163 followers, which in terms of percentage increases, my followers have gone up by 560%. So that's been a huge boost to where I started from with this. Trends are showing at the minute that most people seem to be following through Facebook, which is what I expected because everybody's got the Facebook app. So that's largely what I kind of forecasted would happen anyway. Twitch has been the second most popular outlet for this, and I think that's just because of the kinds of people that might normally watch these things. They tend to be quite heavily into the video game world, tend to be following people on Twitch. I personally hadn't used Twitch at all before I'd started doing the streaming. But it's quite a hardcore market, so I get a lot of people watching from Twitch. And then YouTube's had some success. There's not as much content on there because I've been unable to stream live to there until today. I should be streaming live now. I haven't checked if it's working, but it should be. But there was a delay in getting my account on Twitch on YouTube live stream ready. So I finally got that done. So we should be streaming this to all three channels now. So yeah, as I say, Facebook's been the most popular, followed by Twitch, followed by YouTube. Now I know a lot of people don't use Twitch. A lot of people that have followed the channel might not even game. They might be friends or family that just want to show their support. I'm guessing most of us do use YouTube. If you do have a spare 5 minutes and you do want to show some support, as well as following the Facebook page, please follow the YouTube page. I don't yet know which is going to be the long-term avenue for streaming. I think it's probably going to be Facebook. In terms of getting coverage and getting people to see this. In terms of if I ever monetize this, it'd likely be Twitch, to be quite honest. At the moment, I'm thinking that's where most of the money would come from if the channel ever went monetized. But that's not the goal for now. The goal is just to show this to as many people as possible, and just see if we can get a good community, a good following of people going for this. So as well as the social media stuff, that's obviously Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube that we've been pushing this on. I've had fantastic response from other forums that I'm part of, so I don't normally nerd out on this kind of stuff, but I've been using Reddit quite a bit. The support I've got from people on Reddit that are all in the same boat, they're all trying to share something that they've got a passion for, has been pretty exceptional. Generally, other gamers are really supportive as well. So I've already met a few people, to socialise with online. People that I've never met in the flesh, I've never seen before, and they provided great advice and helped me get this channel going and give me the confidence to do this. Special shout out for King Jong Young, my cousin, who has recently got in touch and has been sharing his experiences doing this. He's been doing it a lot longer than I have. In fact, I think he stopped it for a bit because he's got a young family now, and this takes up a hell of a lot of time. I'll come to that in a bit. But he's helped me, give me some advice, and I'm sure he'll give me more advice as the channel continues to grow as well. And a shout out as well to King John Young's channel on Discord, and also the dojo on Discord as well. Who, if anybody else uses Discord, I've learned this week it's essentially a chat app. You go onto a server, and it's for like-minded people that are into this kind of thing, streaming gaming content, other stuff. And I joined the Discord. I was invited to join a Discord channel called the Dojo, and that's full of people like me who are trying to get this thing going. And they're all really, really supportive. So it's not a follow-to-follow type channel where you might follow someone in the hope that they follow you back. That Dojo channel is all about support for support. So you illustrate your support by joining chats, following other people, sharing their videos, that kind of thing. And they reciprocate that, and your channel grows, everybody's channel grows, and we all have a good time doing this. So if you're into all this stuff, check out the Dojo chat on Discord. It's great. I don't yet push any of this to Instagram. I'm not really a big Insta fan, to be honest. I've got an account. It's got some really old pictures on there. I don't really use it very often at all. If other people think that that might be of value, if other people think that seeing this stuff on Insta would be great, then let me know. I don't think you can live stream to Insta, but I'm happy to be corrected. I could push content and notifications to Insta, but to be honest, I think with Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, that's probably going to be sufficient. And I'm on Twitter anyway. So I think I've got pretty much all the bases covered except for Insta. A couple of shout outs to other people that have supported so far as well. I've had support from Joanna Morton, who's helped me produce the t-shirts, which you can see. I don't know whether you can see them. Got a handful of these t-shirts printed recently with the Twitch handle on it, and the graphics and the quality of the t-shirts have been fantastic. They're really comfortable, so thanks Joanna for that. We've got a few of those t-shirts spare, which we'll likely raffle or put on a competition, give those away at some point. I certainly don't need 5 of them. I'm going to be doing a lot of gaming, but not quite that much. And also as well to a shout out to Steve Roworth, who is putting us together a reflex vinyl at the minute. So hopefully you can see behind me it's a little bit sparse at the minute. This space over here is reserved for something. There'll be some kind of graphic, some vinyl across the wall, obviously plugging the channel name, so that it's visible during streams as much as possible. And I'm going to put a whole load of retro stuff up there, so probably some aluminium plates with some retro games, retro movies, that kind of thing. And then I'll try and rotate it quite regularly as well, so it doesn't get too drab. A hell of a lot cheaper than doing a green screen, which I thought about doing, but to be honest, in the office I've got, it's probably 3 metre by 3 metre, and there's not really much room behind me for a green screen, particularly if somebody walks in. So yeah, we're just going to tart that wall up a little bit and give you guys something else to look at other than my beautiful face. So to why I did this, I've had a love for gaming for a long time, over 30 years. From Atari ST 520 is my first console. I remember my sister spilling a can of Coke over that and it breaking for a year and being in bits, but we had that, and then we also had Mega Drives, SNES, NES, Master Systems, Mega CDs, 1, 2, PlayStation 1s, you name it, I had it growing up. I was really fortunate that a friend of the family's would often bring us and lend us their machines. And that was my childhood, that was my escape from stuff that might have been going on at school or at home or anything else. And that was where I got a lot of my thought time, my me time, and I still do to this day. I still rely on gaming quite a lot as a breakaway from work or stuff that might be going on at home or elsewhere. I find it's a real escapism for me, and that's why I decided to try and do something like this with it, in the hope that there's other people that either are interested in the same things I'm interested in, or perhaps there's other people that need an escape as well, and maybe this can be that outlet for some people. I know a lot of young kids watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of Twitch, so if you've got grandkids, grandsons, children of your own, anything like that, I know Lacey's watching this right now downstairs. If you've got people that want to watch this and that need that bit of escapism, then feel free to point them to the channel. We'll try and keep it as friendly family as we can, and where it's not going to be, I will let you know beforehand if we're streaming any 18 content, anything like that to do with like horror games, that kind of thing. And I'll try and keep the language clean as well. But the reason I'm doing this, it's escapism. I game a lot anyway. I'm sure Becky would say too much, but it's while I'm gaming, why not stream? And obviously we've all been sat at home during COVID with not a right lot to do. One thing I found with this as well, obviously, firstly being, again, as I said right at the beginning of the video, hugely taken aback by the amount of support It's been absolutely phenomenal watching the Facebook page grow every day, from something ridiculously small that I never thought anybody would even be interested in. Has been amazing. It's been really, every morning I wake up and there's more people following the page on Facebook at the moment. We're up to 127, which, you know, it's not exactly a Live Aid attendance, and it's not going to pay the mortgage or anything like that, but it means the world to me that there's so many people, friends and family, that are just willing to just support and follow me and just give me a chance to try and make this work. So thanks to everybody that's doing that. Also with this as well, with the support I'm getting, it's the investment I need to justify spending more time doing this. This takes a lot of my time, and I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it is hard work, and getting the channel off the ground is ridiculously difficult. I don't have a product that's unique. The product is me. Everything else you can buy in a shop, right? So it's anybody can do this. And that makes it difficult. That makes it really difficult to crack a market that's absolutely saturated with people trying to do this kind of thing. So the followings, it's fantastic, and as well as the joy, the happiness, and all that good stuff that I get from people following this channel, I'm learning a lot. I'm personally developing, and I'm seeing personal growth in myself already. I've learned a lot about the different social media outlets. I've discovered Discord, which I've never used before. I've learned a lot about the hardware that you need to do this, the infrastructure that needs to be in place, the support networks that need to be there. And I've spent hours this week, probably about 10-12 hours, teaching myself video editing. You might have noticed I put out a video earlier this week, Crash Bandicoot, the many deaths of Crash Bandicoot. I apologise for the content. It's all I've had because we're a new channel. But I've tried to demonstrate some video editing, which if you've got any feedback on that, let me know, give us a shout. I've had a bash. That's the first bit of video editing I've ever done, using software I completely wasn't familiar with at all. It was a real steep learning curve, to be honest. There was a point in the first hour where I was quite ready to shut the laptop down and throw the idea in the bin because it broke me. But obviously got a bit of an IT background. It's what I do for a living. Got past that, eventually figured it out, and actually I've started to enjoy the video editing side of things, which means I'll be able to put more content out quicker, which is great for you guys. It means you get to see more, but it also means that I'm not exhausting all of my spare time in this, because it's a real investment, is this, in terms of time and money. Also as well, obviously I've thanked loads of people previously on this video, but thank you to Becky and Lacey as well, who have been really, really supportive. I mean, Lacey's made me, I don't know if you guys can see that, but Lacey's been making posters today to put in a window to show her support for the channel. And obviously Bex loses a bit of me time when I do this, because it's not always, you can't always just pick this up and do this. This is something that you have to put a lot of time in, particularly to start up. Like I say, I spent 10 hours of my spare time this week learning how to video edit, and that's on top of the 30 to 40 hours, well, 37 to 40, 45 hours I put in my full-time job. And I've got a young family, we've got a new home we're in, we've got things to do around here. There's a lot going on, and that's only going to get harder to juggle when we come out of COVID and we all have a social life again. So it is hard work, but your support's really appreciated. And as I mentioned, it's helping me develop personally. I'm learning a lot. The channel will grow as I grow, I'm sure of that. And I am trying to do this properly. There's a reason these things take time, and I'm not pushing out hundreds of videos a week. I'm trying to do this properly, and I'm trying to learn while I'm doing it. Yeah, and the main thing about all of this, of course, is to everyone to have fun. So have fun watching the videos, have fun learning with me, get involved. It's interactive. Don't be afraid to use the chat. Get in touch with me on Messenger, on Facebook. A lot of people will probably have my phone number who watch this, so feel free to text with any feedback, thoughts, anything you want to see. And also as well, if you're on Discord, jump into the dojo, message me on there, or catch me on Reddit, Twitter. I'm literally all over the place except Insta, so you can get in touch if there's anything you want to particularly see. Which takes me to the next bit, really, about what's going to be coming. So at the moment, the content's a bit dry because PS5 launch hasn't been their best launch, to be honest. I've been a PlayStation fanboy since definitely since PS1. I've always had one. But the launch for the PS5 has been a bit dire. So if any of you rushed out to get one, you might find that I'm finding there's a lot of, there's not a lot of content at all. There's not a lot of games for PS5 at the minute. There's an half decent collection of PS4 stuff that I might have to get round to try and fill the void. but there's not tons of PS5 titles out at the minute, and obviously a couple of the big ones, Cyberpunk for instance, being delayed, that would have made for great content, but it's just not happening at the minute, and we still don't know when we're going to get that. So what we're going to have to do is make do with what I've got, which is there'll be a few Call of Duty videos so I can show you how not to play Call of Duty. That tends to be my go-to, so you'll see me on that a few times a week probably. And then I'm going to try and throw in a few longer epics, so some RPGs. At the moment, I'm trying to finish Spider-Man and Miles Morales, so there'll be a bit of that. And I'll be investing in other titles as well. So as games are coming out, we've already got Res Evil on pre-order. Definitely Cyberpunk, and there'll be tons of games coming out. I'm thinking of firing up Demon Souls and show some of that, some God of War, and obviously that's just all the PS5 stuff. We'll be running some Mega Drive games, SNES, all the old retro consoles. Plan on delivering content for that. And in addition to that content, we'll also be looking at trying to provide some videos of arcade classics. So games you and I might have played when we were kids in the 80s and 90s, your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, your Terminators, Sega Rally, Golden Axe, all those kinds of games, Double Dragon, all that stuff will be coming on the channel. So there's going to be a lot of variety. You'll notice when I stream now, we've got an overlay now, which you can see on screen with all the pretty purples and pinks and stuff. And that's all. That's all. This is my chat overlay. Normally, we have a much wider screen for the video game content, so you can see more of the game. And then also, I have an arcade overlay as well, which you'll notice that where at the moment at the top of your screen it says the Reflex. It'll say the Reflex underneath that. It'll say arcade in I think it's purple text. Whenever you see that, that's an indication to you guys that it's a retro stream. We're going to be covering old stuff in that stream. Again, old consoles, arcade games, that kind of thing. When you don't see the arcade sign, it's fair to assume that it's probably going to be PS5 content, maybe the odd bit of PC content. I'm thinking of dipping my toe into Grand Theft Auto, maybe Grand Theft Auto RP, not too sure yet. And there'll be the occasional Footy Manager stream, but the problem with the Footy Manager stuff is it's a bit niche, and it's not especially interesting for people to watch cold, I don't think so. We'll see how much of that we do, and it depends on you guys. If you guys tell me that Football Manager is amazing and I'm getting hundreds of views doing that, then I'll do more of it. But let's just see what happens. And then in the longer term, I plan on doing some stuff for charity. So as much as this is about me doing something I enjoy and reaching out to other people and building that kind of network, I'm hoping to use that to benefit others as well. So I've got a couple of charities in mind. Typically, these are children's charities that centre around gaming. I'm not going to mention any now because I haven't made a decision on which one I'm going to follow or support. But typically, the charities that will help disadvantaged children either get into games or actually help them have access to video games and hardware, so that they have that escapism that I mentioned that I get from gaming. And I think it's really important. Gaming's done a lot for me as a kid and helped me really develop as a person. And I'm pretty sure it's done that for a lot of us growing up as well. So that's the idea: is longer term, do some charity events, try and reach out, raise a few bits of money for charity, probably look to local businesses for a lot of the sponsorship, and then obviously you guys, where and when you can chip in, we'll get this figured out, and then we'll raise some money through a GoFundMe or something like that, and see what we can do. So I've got some ideas about that. I don't want to reveal too much just now because it's really early stages of thinking it through, but we'll get something sorted and I will let you know. Another thing I've thought I might do is for younger kids. There's a lot of kids that, in my opinion anyway, there's a lot of kids that spend a lot of time and probably far too much time on devices. And when I say far too much time, I think it's too much time that's not constructive. It's not helping the development. It's monotonous gameplay. It's Fortnite all the time. It's Call of Duty all the time. It's Apex Legends all the time. It's Minecraft all the time. And they're great, but they're not always developing the social skills. I don't, in my experience. So what I'd like to try and do with this as well is maybe do some competitions when COVID's buggered off, where basically I can do some prizes, some raffles or something, and perhaps get some of the younger viewers, some of your kids, if they're interested in streaming, offer them a prize of doing some streaming of their own, so they can use my hardware in my room, which I'm calling the arcade. And they can have a go at streaming using this channel as a window to have a go at gaming on their favourite games using this gear that I'm using today, but also reach out to their friends and help build their confidence and allow them to express themselves in a way that they might not be able to, or maybe they don't have the room that I've got, or they don't have the hardware I've got. or the games or anything like that. I don't know, but it's an idea that I'm flirting with at the minute, and I think I'll probably will proceed with that. I've had a bit of interest from mums and dads I've spoken to who have got young kids who love streaming and love watching Doctor Disrespect and all that kind of stuff. And I know that genuinely, as much as I laugh. I've got a nephew, Lewis, who may or may not see this. He often says when he grows up he wants to be a YouTuber. And years ago, I used to laugh at him for that, and I'd just be, what are you going to do properly? But actually, that's a genuine career. Like, there's a genuine opportunity for kids there to develop these skills and have this as a career and monetize it. So we'll do some competitions to get people an opportunity to have a go at this on this channel as well. And it's all about doing. I'm trying to give as much of my time to this because I enjoy it, but to other people to get benefit from it as well, because that'll ultimately decide whether this channel fails or not. Finally, just want to close because I'm aware I've been gassing for a while now. So I just want to say that the reasons that I did this, like I say, was to express myself and bring I'm gaming anyway, right? So let's tell everybody about it. But it was a real big decision for me to do this and go live with this socially on Facebook and everywhere else. Twitch was fine. I was doing Twitch piloting videos on Twitch for a little bit, and that was fine. That was easy. It was private. Nobody saw that except for a handful of friends that I game with anyway, so that was totally fine. But the big step for me was probably advertising this on Facebook to friends and family who I've grown up with, I've worked with, who I haven't seen for a while, who I see every day and maybe don't know that I do this. And that was a real big decision. I don't use the term brave. There's, it's not bravery. I'm not saving cats out of trees or saving people from burning buildings. But it's a big decision to do that. It does take minerals. And I work in IT and I do a lot of this talking to people, talking to screens. I do it for a living, and even then, this hasn't come that naturally, and it's still not 100% natural doing this to you now. But I know that there are others out there who will have a similar interest in this, in doing something like this, or might have other hobbies that they're maybe a little bit worried about coming out about, or being social about. And to anyone that sees this video that's a bit hesitant about doing stuff like that, I would just say absolutely go for it. You'd be surprised in starting this, in the week I've been doing this, the amount of people that have messaged me privately and said that they've got things that they've been doing. So in some cases, behind closed doors for a week or two. In some cases, there's people that have been doing this kind of thing for years and they haven't told anybody about it because they are worried about the perception of others, which I find really sad. I think that's absolutely tragic. I mean, fair play to them if that's what they want to do, and it's not. I don't think they're sad. Much the opposite. I think it's sad that people can't do this kind of thing without feeling that other people are gonna give them a bit of stick or ridicule them. We're not kids anymore. It's not a playground. No one cares what you look like, what you wear, how you act, what you're into. As long as you're not breaking any laws, causing anybody any harm. If you've got something you love that you want to share with others, just do it. Just take the plunge and do it. You'll never know if you don't try. Last thing you want to be doing is having a passion for something that you're really good at or really interested in, and not sharing that with others. And in fact, my advice to people that want to try something like this, whether it's knitting on Twitch or gaming or anything like that, you've got a product or a store that you've got online that you don't want to share with people. My advice is, don't worry about the people that will watch this and rib you for it or that will put you down for it. Find people that will enjoy that you're happy doing something, and will support you with that. That's key. Honestly, that is key to all of this. If I didn't have the support of a handful of friends and my partner and daughter, this would be a lot harder. And you will always get people that say, think these are a bad idea, this is garbage, don't do it, don't do this, don't do that. But do you know what? Everybody's got an opinion. Unfortunately, opinions are like backsides. Everybody's got one, some stink. Just ignore the ones that stink and move on to the people that are right for you, that will support you, that will help you develop as a person, because they're the people worth sticking about. It's taken me a long time to realise that, but you've just got to do what's right for you. And good luck with it. Lastly, just to wrap it up, if anybody that watches this video is interested in doing anything like this themselves, or something similar, or they just generally have questions about how did I do this, why am I doing this, what have I had to do to get this working, and a lot of that has been leaning on friends to learn about how to plug this stuff up. But if you do have any questions about how to start this thing off, how expensive it is, maybe what's the quickest way you can do it, what's the best way to do it, drop me a message on the any of the channels. I'll respond. I'll always respond to any messages I get. I'm not big time enough to ignore you yet, so just message away, and I'll try my best. I don't know everything about this. I'm learning, but I can tell you what I've learned so far, and put you in touch with people that know a lot more than I do as well to try and help you get it off the ground. So I'll leave it there. I see the kids are in force on the chat, so yeah, I'll deal with them afterwards. But yeah, generally speaking, hope you're finding the videos all right. If you've got any feedback, fire away. Any constructive feedback, positive feedback, whatever. It's really, really appreciated. Keep supporting me. This has been fun so far. 6 days in. It'd be cool if we could have this conversation again a year from now and see that the channel's grown even more and there's more and more people getting involved. So yeah, that's it really. I'll leave it at that. I'll probably do a live stream this weekend at some point. I'm going to try and do, at the moment I was just doing one scheduled stream every Thursday evening, GMT, 8 till 8. But I'm going to try and increase that to possibly 2 or 3 scheduled streams. There won't be as long as that. I think Thursday is going to be the main stream for 3-4 hours. Other streams more likely to be maybe an hour or 2 here and there if I can get an hour in on a Sunday morning or something like that, or an hour after a game of football, that type of thing. I'll try and plug that. I'm probably going to do a stream this afternoon. Lacey wants to have a go at streaming, so I think we're gonna jam some Switch games on. So if you're about later on, you fancy watching Lacey absolutely own me on the Switch, then come back to this stream. You'll get a notification anyway when I kick it off live. I'll probably do that in half an hour or so's time once I've had a drink and that. And that's it really. Again, thanks for